Hey, Sean McMahon here, the YouTubing economist. Great to have you back. Thanks for tuning in. So, today is part two of why taxes don't make sense. So, you might remember me mentioning this in an earlier video, but in 1971, Nixon changed the world of finance forever. He told everybody in one swoop that we were going to move away from the gold standard and we were going to move towards the dollar standard. Now, for those of you who didn't see my last video or don't remember what that means, it essentially meant the United States government were no longer going to do exchanges for gold to dollars. In effect, the world and the United States was going to now use the dollar standard instead of the gold standard. Why is this important? Well, that happened in 1971. Taxes started way back in the 1800s. The first income tax that ever happened in the United States was in 1861 and has been argued by historians to have been enacted because of the Civil War and needing to pay troops and pay veterans at the time and rebuild the country. In 1861, we started taxing the populace because the world and America, a very fledgling brand new country, was still on the gold standard, which means it needed to collect money from the people to get enough and pay people who had served the country, who had done things. It also needed to pay to rebuild the country at the time. In effect, the country needed money, so we started taxing. But then, why didn't we stop taxing in 1971? Nixon changed the game. He said, basically, we're moving from the dollar standard to the gold standard. Or put more simply, Nixon basically said, hey, the United States doesn't need money anymore. We make the money. And we fee you $2. It doesn't make any sense why we're still being taxed when the government is the one making the money. Like that'd be like you coming over to my house and me giving you a cupcake and going, oh, but you got to give me a fourth of that to eat the other 3/4. You'd be like, you never want to come over to my house again. You'd be like, it doesn't make any sense. The economy doesn't make any sense. That's part two of why we shouldn't pay taxes. It doesn't make any sense. It's outdated, and we shouldn't be paying taxes to the entity who actually creates the money. It doesn't make any sense. Thanks for tuning in. You're beautiful. You're brilliant. I'm so glad you're alive. See you next time.